I'm Revel. I fight out of Revolution Martial Arts in Langley, BC. I'm a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. I'm a 5-1 pro mixed martial artist.
My name is Maclean from Revolution Martial Arts and Fitness, Langley, BC. I'm a professional fighter. I'm also a Brazilian jiu-jitsu purple belt.
Doesn't matter who goes first. What got you into the sport, being any sort of martial arts?
Take it away, Craig.
You know, I think there was a few things. You know, when I was in high school, I got you know, a bit of a street fight you know, at a house party, and you know, a little bit of alcohol was involved, things like that. But you know, I was probably the smaller guy at the house. I ended up fighting a couple of guys. I got bear mace, and you know, I think it was just, you know, getting a little bit of confidence. I wanted to do some martial arts. At the same time too, you know, I went to some local fights here in Vancouver, and you know, when the first fight came out, right in that first round, I just knew, I was like, this is something I got to be doing, right? So I joined up a gym actually the next week. It was Sutella at the time, and you know, ever since then I kind of continued this journey.
Did you start with kind of everything, or did you start with one discipline?
Yeah, no, I did everything. You know, I did have a focus on jiu-jitsu a little bit more, but I did the kickboxing classes. I was only there about a month and a half, 2 months, and then I switched to just a jiu-jitsu gym actually. And so I stayed there, you know, 6 months before eventually finding Revolution.
And you start it?
You know, I grew up, an older brother kind of laid a whipping on me all the time growing up. You know, I think I kind of just got a knack for being kind of tough, having to take the beatings growing up. And after I graduated, you know, I wanted something other than hockey. You know, my hockey career was kind of over. And a buddy of mine asked me to go to an MMA gym. I was like, yeah, you know, like I think I could do that. I watched it on TV. I was like, I can do that, right? And I remember I went, and some little guy armbarred me, and I was like, from that moment, I was like, you know, anything I do, I like to be the best at, right? So I was like, I wasn't just in it for a couple of days or a couple training sessions. I was gonna, you know, get really good at it and be the best, right? So, you know, flash, you know, 10 years later, right? 12 years later, here I am.
So what made you want to get into the cage? Craig, you said as soon as you saw it, you just wanted to get into it.
Yeah, I think that was it. You know, to reiterate a little bit what Jared said, like, you know, I was the same way a little bit. Whatever I wanted to do, anything I did in life, I always wanted to be the best at, right? So, you know, I played hockey, I want to be a pro hockey player. Skateboard, I want to be a pro skateboarder. I played pool, I was really good at that. I want to be a pro pool player. Unfortunately, none of those things panned out. Wasn't that great at all, any of them. But, you know, fighting kind of came a little bit more naturally. I feel like I was, you know, part of me still feels like I work harder than the talent-wise, but you know, I think I just have such a passion for it, and I think I've got the talent and the hard work and the confidence to keep going.
For me, I never even thought I was gonna even really compete or anything like that. Like, I started jiu-jitsu, and my coach was like, "You're really good. You should go in a tournament." And I was like, "Sure." I went in a tournament, won a bunch of money, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool, right?" From that moment, I just, you know, like, I think competition for me, like, I'm so competitive, like, doesn't matter what it is, like, you know, like, I want to beat you at it, right? Like, if we're sitting here, like, right now, I want to have a better interview than Craig, like, that's how competitive I am, right? And it doesn't matter what it is. And I think naturally, like, I started competing, you know, I competed in over 100, you know, 100 matches in jiu-jitsu, and I felt like the next step was to challenge myself in MMA. It's definitely like a one-on-one battle, and it's a moment for me to kind of shine, right, and see what I'm made of, and that's what I've done since.
You know, I think, you know, I love training the gi, things like that, but you know, when we got a fight coming up, you got to focus a little bit more on no gi training. The grappling, it's a little bit different. I feel like my grappling style is a bit more, you know, athleticism, aggressiveness, pressure game, versus being maybe not as technically strong in the gi and things like that, but I feel that's why it works so well for MMA.
What about yourself? Because you can be a lot in the gi. I've taken tons of photos of
yeah.
you in the gi.
You know, I think I usually wear a gi all the way up until the point. Like, for me, I haven't never noticed you know, like, a major difference. The first no gi tournament I ever went in, you know, I actually done a bunch of gi tournaments before that. I never really got a submission in a tournament. I just kind of went on points. Went in a no gi tournament, and I think I got 9 out of you know, 10 matches I submitted people, right? I just found I was way faster. They couldn't hold on to me, and I was able to, you know, take them apart, right? And I just realized that, you know, I understand the grips, you know, they change, right? And I'm very capable of doing that on the spot. So jiu-jitsu's, you know, my strongest game. So when it comes to MMA, it's just natural. You know, I do, obviously we train in all assets, you know, of the martial arts, right? And I think as soon as somebody gets close to me and kind of engaged in a little bit of grapple, just my instinct, you know, kicks in, and it's like, just, it takes over, right? And it doesn't really, I don't have to think about it, I don't have to think about what my next move is, it just happens, right? And it's, it just flows from there, right? Drill after drill, you know, of different things, and in some, you know, in some positions, like obviously I want to be on top in MMA. Like I don't want to be on the bottom. On the bottom would be like defense, and I want to get up right away. Throw a submission, get up, sweep. I don't want to just chill on my back, which I would do in the gi, right? So the mindset definitely changes, and the positions are, you know, a lot different. Like both of us, you know, instead of maybe passing, stay in half guard and pound on them for a bit, right? And make them uncomfortable, make them give you something, let them make you, you know, like get the pass to you, right? So that's what I'd say.